Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to deal with one topic on quantum mechanics, that is your particle in one dimension box. So we know that we have solved Schrodinger wave equation for a single particle system. Okay. Now we are going to apply your Schrodinger equation for the particle in one dimension box, where a particle is confined in 1D box, where the potential inside the box is zero and potential outside the box is infinity. So consider a particle that is constrained to move only in x direction within the limit, that is x equals 0 to x equals L. So L is the length of the box. And why we are taking the potential inside the well or box is 0? Because there is a single particle inside the box, so potential is 0. And why we are taking outside the box the potential is infinity? Because there are so many particles, so we have potential equals infinity, right? So a single particle, so potential inside the box is 0. So why we should study the particle in one dimension problem? So because it serves as a model for the translational motion of a gaseous state or molecule, gaseous molecule, and also the pi electrons in the conjugated molecules. We know that conjugated molecules are involved in what? Delocalization of your pi electrons, right? And also the free electrons in the metals, that is what your free electrons are involved in your what? Conduction, right? So it serves as a model for your translation motion of a gaseous state. So your particle in one dimension box is very important. Okay. Next, now let us solve the solution for your problem, right? Consider a particle of mass m confined in one dimension space of length L, right, such that v equals 0 inside and v equals infinity. What is v, children? That is your potential energy inside the well or the box is 0 and outside the box is infinity. Okay, now we know that we have solved the Schrodinger time independent wave equation. We know that we have Schrodinger time dependent and time independent wave equation in the equator or the operator form is given by h psi is equal to E psi, right? We know that h is cap is nothing but your Hamiltonian operator is nothing but your total energy operator. Hamiltonian is your total energy operator, that is equal to kinetic energy plus your potential energy. So when you solve that, we get your Hamiltonian operator in x direction is given by minus h square by 8 pi square m d square by dx square plus v. This is your kinetic energy term and your v is your potential energy term. Okay, now we call this h psi is equal to E psi, which is a time independent Schrodinger equation, as equation 1. So now we know that h cap is that is Hamiltonian is given by minus h square 8 pi square m d by d square by dx square plus v equal, that is we put this equation of Hamiltonian in equation 1. So what we get is h square by 8 pi square m d square psi by dx square plus v psi is equal to E psi. On simplification, we get this equation, and further we taking psi as common, we get E minus v equals 0. H square by 8 pi square m by into d square psi by dx square into E minus v psi is equal to 0. Now multiply the equation, take this equation, multiply this equation, whole equation by your 8 pi square m by h square. So what happens when you multiply this by 8 pi square m by, we get all cancel, we left over with d square psi by dx square. So similarly, when you multiply this and take common your 8 pi square m by h square, we get E minus v psi equals 0. Okay, so we know that psi is nothing but your wave function. Okay, now we get, when you multiply the whole term by 8 pi square m by h square, we get your required equation. This is the required equation we got, right? This is the solution. Now in order to find, we know that wave equation, you know that wave functions and the property we have studied, you know that when an operator operates on any wave function, it should give your what, it should generates a wave function along with its eigenvalue, right? Eigenvalue. So in order to determine the eigenvalue and also to obtain the wave function for your one dimension box problem, we consider certain conditions. So let us consider first, outside the box we know the potential energy is infinity, right? So why we are taking infinity? Because there are so many particles outside the box, right? And d square psi by dx, so when you put the v equals infinity in the above equation, we get this equation. And this is possible only when psi equals 0. Whenever I say psi equals 0, psi is nothing but your wave function, that is the probability. Psi is nothing but wave function, psi square is nothing but your probability psi square, that is, this is having the physical significance. You should always remember, this is having the physical significance. Psi square is a probability. There is a zero probability of finding the particle outside the box, right? The zero probability of finding the particle outside the box, then only we can apply v equals infinity condition. Okay, next we have inside the box follows the boundary condition. You should always remember the boundary condition or well behaved wave function. So whenever the wave is said to be in quantum mechanics, we have studied certain postulates. Your wave function to be continuous, wave function should be well, we say wave function should be well behaved, that is, it should be finite, it should be continuous, and when an operator operates on this function wave function, it should give a new function along with your eigenvalue, right? That is all you have studied in the postulates. Now when you're inside the box, what is the potential, students? V equals 0. So d square psi by dx square plus 8 pi square m h square into e minus 0 is equal to psi. So I think you have understood till now. Next, when you apply this equation, turns like this: a d square psi by dx square 8 pi square m into e. V term goes because 0, so e psi is equal to 0. Now what I am doing is, now I will keep this whole term in as k square. I'm keeping whole term 8 pi square m e by h square is nothing but your k square. So k square is equal to 2 m e by h cut. See, one thing we can simplify, we know that h, we can call this as h cross or h cut. H cut is nothing but h by 2 pi. You can remember this, very important, because you will come across this in many books. Okay, now the equation becomes what? d square psi by dx square plus k square into psi is equal to 0, because we are denoting this as k square. Okay, now when you see this, this is a differential equation, right? So differential equation is a linear differential equation. Okay, and we know that linear differential equation, we can have a general solution. The general solution is nothing but is given by psi of x is equal to a e power I kx plus b e power minus I kx, or in terms of your trigonometric function, we can write psi of x is equal to a sin kx plus b cos kx. And we know that a and b are the whenever you when you solve linear differential equation, there is one constant coefficients will be there. They are all constant. That is what a and b are, the arbitrary constant, I can say. So in order to obtain the solution, we should know the value of a and b. Okay, when x equals 0, we have considered the boundary condition when x equals 0 and x equals L, right? X equals 0 is nothing but at boundary, you know that at boundary condition, the finding the wave function, that is probability of finding will always be 0. If psi is 0, thus probability will also be 0. So at your boundary conditions, the wave function at when you apply this becomes 0. So apply this rule up in the above equation, so we get 0. Psi of x is 0, so a sin kx plus b cos kx. Directly I have substituted what is x here, 0. Sin 0 is, I have substituted sin 0 plus cos b cos 0. We know the sin 0 is 0, so the term goes, and cos 0 is 1, so we get b term b is equal to 0. So when another condition, when x equals L, when x equals L, what happens, children? That is the boundary condition. At your boundary, the probability is always 0. That is why psi of L is equal to 0. You can 0 is equal to a sin k L into k into L plus 0. Why 0? Because b term is 0, so this whole term goes. So a sin k L into L is equal to 0, and we know that kl is equal to n pi. Why n pi? We know that sin, what is the value of sin pi, or sin pi is 0, right? So value of sin n pi will also be 0. So I can write 0 can be written as value of n pi, because we can take sine 0 0, sine 1 pi. 1 pi is nothing but sine pi 0, sine 2 pi, so it is a value. So general solution can be written as sine x is equal to 0 means sine of sine n pi. So I can write k into L is equal to n pi. So k will be equal to what, students? K will be equal to n pi by L. Okay, so I can equate this one. So now we got the value of k, very important. This k is equal to n pi by L. Now we can substitute the whatever the k value we got in above equation. We have considered this term to be k square, right? K square, right? So k square is equal to me by h cut square, that is equal to 8 pi square me by h square, because we have considered in the above equation. Okay, so now what happens here is no, n square, when you substitute k square is equal to n pi by L, because square is there, so we have squared both the term, and is equal to, I have substituted, see 8 pi square I have written, h cut is h by 2 pi, so it goes up, so only 2me 4 pi square, that is nothing but your 8 pi square m by h square. Okay, so when you rearrange the term, we get the energy of your one dimension box is nothing but your n square h square by 8 ml square, very important, where n takes value 1 2 3 4. See, whenever you get an expression, so energy is energy equation, energy of a particle in one dimension is quantized. So what do you mean by quantized? That is, it can take only integral values, like one, say example x, it can take 1 times x, 4 times 4x, 9x, like that. So it is only for those value, for these value, like any 1 2 3 4 so on, of the energy that are well behaved, your for these value of n, your way, your this energy equation is well behaved. So I can call this as a is equal to n square into h, this whole term I am keeping as a constant, are all the eigen values for particle in one dimension. This you have to remember, because many problems after this I will be doing one simple problem on one dimension, that is very important for your competitive exam also. So our eigenvalues of one dimension box. So when n equals 1, what happens? 1 square into h is 8 h square by 8 ml square, n equals 2 means 4 h square by 8 ml square. Okay, so now we have arrived at the eigenvalue. So I told that you should also arrive at your wave function. We have considered that your wave function is equal to psi of s is equal to a sin kx plus b cos kx plus b cos kx. And why I am not taking because b value is 0, so this terms goes, so we have psi of x is equal to a sin kx. So a into psi n pi by L into x, this is what, and we know that k value we have determined, that is what, k is equal to n pi by L, right? So that is what happens here. We got n pi by L into x. Now we have a wave function we have. So now in quantum mechanics, it is very important, in order to normalize the wave function. See, whenever you take a wave function of any this one, it should be normalized and it should be orthogonalized. What do you mean by normalized? Why we has to normalize? See, normalization is nothing but your probability of your square, that is, a probability is nothing but psi square should be equal to 1. Not probability of a psi of x square dx is equal to, should be equal to 1, right? That condition is called as normalization. See, whenever you take any wave function, we have to scale the wave function to we have to scale that wave function so that the probability is always 1, right? We have to scale. So if it is not equal to 1, when you solve this this one, it should be equal to 1. If it is not equal to 1, that is our duty to make, or if it is not equal to 1 or it is equal to some other constant, we have to scale, or we have to incorporate some term in this wave function, so that its probability will become what? 1. Its probability will become 1. So only in order to introduce, we have to incorporate some of the value, so that the wave function is the probability of wave function should be equal to 1. So that is why we have to normalize, or then nothing but your scaling of wave function, so that probability adds to 1. That is what I will repeat. Probability is equal to 1 means normalization is scaling of wave function so that probability adds to 1. And similarly, another condition is there, that is your psi square dx is equal to 0. This is your orthogonalization. What do you mean by orthogonal? Perpendicular. You know that your any dot product of two vectors is always 0, right? So now why we have to do orthogonalize the wave function? Wave function that are different solution of Schrodinger equation. Say example, when you have got the different wave functions from the Schrodinger equation, and provided they but they should obtain from the same Hamiltonian. The wave function of, by solving the Schrodinger equation, we get wave function. That wave functions, different wave function that should be obtained from same Hamiltonian that has to be orthogonal. They are orthogonal to each other. That is what psi square dx is equal to 0. That's a dot product. If you do, that is what your orthonormalization should be done. So now, in order to find this term, this a arbitrary constant, so probability of finding a particle in small space between x and x plus dx is given by psi square. Probability is always given by square of the wave function. Okay, so 0 to L, that's a limit, is 0 to L, psi square dx is equal to 1. We should show like this, and we know that what is a wave function? A sine n pi by x into square dx is equal to 1, limit 0 to 1. Okay, now next, when you take a is common, a square into sine square n pi by x into dx is equal to 1, and you can use direct formula. The integral sine square x is given, sine square ax is given by 0 to a. I'm taking general solution for this integration function. Sine square ax is given x by 2, that is half x minus 1 by 4a into sine 2 ax we will get. So we know that a is nothing but, in the limit, a is nothing but n pi by L. So now we can take that when you substitute all the value, we get this. And you can also solve this by another method. We know that sine square x can be written as 1 minus cos 2x whole divided by 2. You can take any of your thing, and we can solve that one. And sorry, this is a equals L, sorry, L children, a equals L. So when you solve this limits, you will get x directly. You can substitute x minus L by 4, a is equal to a is equal to n pi by L, correct, yeah. So that is a limit. So that is what this is a direct formula I have used. Instead of, you can use this, and you can also solve. We will get like this. And we know that cross differentiation, you will get directly sine. And we know that sine, we have pi term here, so anything will be equal to 0, because sin pi will be equal to 0. So this term entirely goes, and we only left over with x term. And a square L by 2 is equal to 1. That is what a is equal to root 2 by L. See, you can use any of the method in order to solve this. Any integration method you can use. I have used this direct formula. You can use this also. Sine square x is equal to 1 minus, anything you can use. So in order to solve the value of a, you have to find a is equal to root 2 L. So when you substitute, this is the normalized wave function, psi of x root 2 by L sine n pi by L. This is L into x. This is your normalized wave function. So you have to remember two things. One is your eigenvalue. Eigenvalue is nothing but your given by what? N square h square by 8ml square. And your wave function is given, normalized wave function is root 2 L by into sine n pi by x. Very important. And next is 0 point energy. When, what is 0 point energy? When n equals, when we get 1 square, we have n square here. N square is 1, h by 8ml square. Electron is not at rest even at 0 Kelvin temperature. This minimum energy is called as 0 point energy. This is what we deal with your one dimension box. In the next video, I will solve one problem relating your one dimension box, two dimension as well as three dimension box. Here one dimension we have only nx, two dimension nx plus ny, three dimension is nx plus ny plus nz. I will solve one simple problem so that you will get an idea. Thank you everyone.